Hi. Do you have 5 minutes for an interview?
Sure.
Alright, awesome. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm live streaming and recording. You down with that?
Yeah.
Alright. My name's Anthony.
Hello, Anthony. I'm Kiana. Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Such a smiling face. Are you happy about something, or do you have good news, or you look really happy?
Well, school's out, so...
Yeah. And you have finals next week?
Yes. I had some earlier this week, and now I have some today. Yeah.
May I get the spelling of your first name?
K-I-A-N-A.
Kiana.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Key. Alright, my name's Anthony, and what I do is just flag down random people walking by to ask them if they hold any deeply held belief that they want to spend 5 minutes just chatting about, and I time it for 5. And yeah, it could be about anything. Usually it's like spiritual stuff, but it could really broach any topic, like gods, karma, magic, ghosts, that type of stuff.
Let's see.
Do you want to burn 5 minutes and just chat about something like that?
Yeah, would you chat with me, or am I just strictly talking?
I'm going to ask questions.
Okay, good.
And I want to understand why you believe it.
Okay, cool.
And it's going to be completely like non-confrontational and probably even fun.
Go for it. No, for anything.
Time, 5 minutes, alright.
Okay.
So you can pick any topic you want.
Okay, let's go with karma.
Karma?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Before we even get any further, how do you define it? Because I want to make sure I understand it.
Let's see. I would say good or bad, what you do could eventually come back to you.
Okay.
Good or bad.
And that's karma.
Yeah.
Do you have a really vivid example of something that happened that you would say, karma?
Ooh. For me personally, I feel like whenever I say something mean about someone in my head, or if I speak it out in public, I'll like break out. And honestly, that's probably not why I break out, but I'll be like, karma.
Oh.
This pimple's karma.
Interesting.
Karma for being ugly.
If you don't think or say anything bad about a person?
No, if I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you don't say anything bad or think anything bad about a person, do you notice a difference in your complexion?
Honestly, like right now, my skin's on a good turn, and I haven't been thinking ugly thoughts. So.
Wow.
But that's just a small tidbit of something. Like if I litter, something bad. I have bad luck, so something bad will happen, and I'm just like, it's because I littered.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were driving home, heading home, and you tossed out some trash on the road, and something bad happened to you later, you would
attribute it to that.
You'd attribute it to that? Okay.
I'm a strong believer in karma, and if I do something good...
You're really strong.
Yeah.
How sure are you that it's true? 0 to 100. 100% all confidence, no doubt. 0% all doubt.
I would say 82%.
82?
The two matters, yes.
What do you study here?
I study communication.
Okay. 82% confident that karma is real, that it happens. Okay. Let's go to this example of you heading home, trash out the window. What would be an example of something happening that you would attribute to that action?
Common things that have happened to me. I either break something or...
You'd break a dish or something and...
Yeah, break something. Something will break a nail.
Okay.
It's just little things. I'm just like, it's because I littered.
Okay. Is there a certain amount of time that can pass?
Usually happens within the day.
Within a 24-hour period of time,
24 hours.
You'll get karmically punished for a bad action. Wow.
And I don't know. I just attribute it to those things because if you live a good life, ultimately, good things will happen to you. That's how I feel.
If you didn't litter, and you didn't think bad things about people or call them names or whatever, and you were just good for the rest of your life, would you never experience bad things?
I think it all goes into my mindset as well. So if I live a good life and something bad does happen to me, I feel like I would have a better mindset towards it. Like, Oh, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
Okay, let me
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So if I did something bad,
Okay.
something bad happened, I would attribute it to that thing, and I'd be like, I'm not living a good life.
Yes.
But if I lived a good life and something bad happened to me, I would have a better mindset towards it. Like, it wouldn't get to me as much as if I did something bad before. Am I making any type of sense?
I think I understand.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You have a better outlook on life when you do positive things.
Right. Even if something bad happens.
Even if something bad happens to you, you'll be able to handle it better. Because you're just like...
Yet how would you know that you being good and avoiding all this... How would you know that it's not karmic punishment?
How would I know it's not? I guess it really just still goes back all into how I like my mindset. Just, I'm doing positive things, so this can't be a punishment for all the positive things I've done. It's just... Things happen. I don't know. I'm
happen.
Crazy. Yeah. I'm like, am I crazy?
We have 10 seconds.
Okay.
And we can go longer if you have the time.
Okay.
How do you differentiate karmic punishment from things happen?
I think it would be just things that are just, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Oh, that is a good question. You're making me rethink my whole life. I don't know. I feel like it would just, if I did something bad and something bad happened immediately after, I feel like this has to correlate. Like, this is punishment. God's telling me don't do that again. I don't know. That was a good question. Because I'm trying to think of anything bad that's happened and I feel like I've been doing good. I usually just brush it off. Because like I said, my mindset's in a different place. If I haven't done anything wrong, I'm just like, it'll get better. It's almost like a snowball effect for me. If I do something bad and then something bad happens, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then my mindset is in such a bad place. Maybe karma is not even just something bad happening to you, but just getting you in a space that just, well, at least for me, getting you in a space that just, to make you live a better life in the end. Now I'm like, that percentage looks a little, 82%. I'm going to stick with it.
If you have no way of telling the difference between karmic punishment and things just happening, why believe in it at all?
Guess it's just something I live by. It's gonna get me through. Honestly.
Is 82% the most accurate spot to be on the confidence?
Now it isn't. Now you're gonna make me go back home and think about this, and I'm like, I need to tell him. Okay.
I'll give you a card when we're done so you can
Okay,
read
good.
it again.
Because if I get it, I'm gonna be like, okay, I have it. Let's see, I would say now that I'm a little unsure, I would go with 53, because I still believe it. I'm like, where am I going with this? 53 now.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're awesome. Thanks.
You are too.
Thank you so much.
You want to give me a hug, don't you?
Yes! Thank you.
All right, Kiana. Have a nice day.
You too.
See ya. Bye-bye.
See, look. Good things, and now I see two great people.
Oh, Kiana? Hey, Kiana? Kiana, do you have a minute? Do you have one more minute, or are you in a hurry?
I'm about to go I have to turn this in.
Okay. I'd love to ask you one more question.
Okay, if you're going to be down here, I'm going to come right back.
Okay, thank you. All right, she says she's coming back. Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Would you mind holding my board?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to get this.
Go for it.
Thanks for coming back.
Of course.
How are your friends?
They're good.
Yeah?
They're great. Yeah.
Are they students here too?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate you coming back.
Yeah.
All right. So, can we pick up the discussion a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I really enjoyed that talk.
Okay, good.
How did you feel about it?
I
You're not
felt
gonna hurt
like
my
I
feelings.
was just all over the place.
Okay.
I'm like, oh. I felt like I was all over the place.
I loved it. I thought it was really enjoyable on my part. One thing that struck me was when I usually have conversations with people and they realize that they might be not as confident in the belief that they were at the start. They usually are not happy about it or relieved, and that's kind of the impression that I got from you at the end, that when you realized that, oh wow, 53, I'm at a 53 now, we hugged.
Yeah.
Which was, I think it was great. Can we talk a little bit about why you were happy about it? Or was it completely unrelated to that?
I would say I was just like, oh, wait, think about this. You're living by karma, but just a simple question, you're just like, what do I say? You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh, I just thought about it and I was like, well, still, I guess it's just living in a good way. Okay. So maybe I'm not living by karma, but I definitely do feel like sometimes things happen because of what I did previous to it. Maybe just bad stuff.
Okay.
Honestly.
Do you want to believe things that are true in life?
I want to, but I try and be as grounded and sensible as possible. So
Is being grounded as sensible as possible a good start for believing true things?
it may not be, because I'm always quick to not believe things.
Oh.
I'm like,
You're skeptical?
I need to have concrete facts a good portion of the time.
Do you believe that skepticism is one of the best ways to arrive at truths?
For the most part, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah. Because I feel like it's just such a... Like my friend, we're complete opposites, and she's very, like, she believes damn near anything you tell her. And me, I'm like recently, she just supposedly won a car or a trip, you know, in those sweepstakes things. And I'm just like, And I didn't want to knock her shine because she was so happy. But I was like, hey, how about just make sure that, you know, like, she could have very well won a car. And I was just like,
Is there a balance between skepticism and gullibility? Are they interrelated? Do they affect each other? How does that work?
I think so, because if you were like me and wanted concrete facts and all this stuff, you wouldn't fall for things as easily as my friend would. Some things as my friend would. She really does believe a lot of things that you tell her.
Do you have concrete facts to maintain at the 53% that karma is a thing?
I don't. I don't.
Why maintain at 53%?
Well, I don't want to go to zero.
You don't want to go to zero.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about why
I don't want to go to zero?
Yeah.
I don't want to go to zero because I really do believe that I'm going to just attribute to the bad. Let's just talk about the bad stuff right now, because I guess I don't ever think about good karma, but I really just do think about the bad, I guess.
If karma isn't a thing, and I'm not saying that it is or isn't, I'm trying to be very neutral on here.
Yeah.
But if karma isn't a thing because
There's no concrete facts.
there's no concrete facts, what's the harm in being at the 1%?
I guess because it seems like I'm
I'm unsure of myself. If I put it at 1, it's like I went from 82 to 1. So I'm like, let me just give it a 53. I don't want to be...
Is it too fast? Is it moving too fast?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I can't go from an 82 to a 33 in a matter of minutes. I'll arrive at 1 maybe one day. But not right now. I'm like, that can't happen. And I feel like that's like Santa Claus, that would be a concrete fact type of thing. You can go from 83 to a 0.
Because there's no concrete facts to back it up.
Yeah.
If you tentatively lowered yourself to it, you mentioned 33.
Okay.
If you tentatively lowered yourself to a 33, would you have the option of being able to jump back up to a 53?
If I did my research. More research, yeah. If there were concrete facts somewhere on the internet and I looked them up, which I don't really know. But yeah, because I think karma is just a belief system type of deal.
Do you have any concrete facts to justify your position in karma?
Honestly, it's just what I attribute it to. So any bad thing, I'm like, karma. But not really, because I think it's all really just life, but put a name to it.
I want to ask a question. I don't want to be insulting at all.
No, go for it.
How is the belief in karma any different than the belief in Santa?
How is belief in karma any different than Santa? It's honestly not. They are kind of the same from what I know, because I don't know my whole research on karma. But when you facts, yeah, they're the same.
Until you have facts.
Until I have facts.
What would be a more accurate position to be on the confidence of your belief in karma?
If I had facts, it would be... I would say like a 90.
Well, the question was until you have those facts. And you don't have any facts now for karma.
Yeah.
So until you have those facts, what would be a more accurate, a more honest position to be?
I'm at 53 now. I would go with... I'm feeling a number. Let's see. I would say like 47. I wouldn't knock it down too much.
Could we meet at some other point, like a week or two from now?
Yeah.
I know the semester's ending. Are you going to be here next semester?
Yes.
You will be. Okay.
I graduate in May.
Okay. I'm going to probably come back for another class.
Cool. Okay.
And but again, you have my email.
Yeah.
And I know we're complete strangers, but like if you want to be here on campus or in a public place, or if you want to talk about this belief some more, I'm your man.
And I'll do my... Am I allowed to do my research, or do you want it to be straight? Okay.
I want you to do as much research as you feel you need.
I was like, this can come from up here, I guess, and let me have life a little more.
No. Like if you say, Anthony, I've done a bunch of research, and I know karma is actually true. I need to tell you about it because I want to believe true things too. Yeah. So if it's true, I want to know about it. Yeah. So please share that with me. Okay. But if you do research and you're not able to find anything facts for it, then maybe it is time to reevaluate your position on it again. Definitely. Thanks so much. Of course. Have a wonderful weekend. You too. And good luck on your finals.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.